Hey up, how you doing? Do you own one of these?
Okay, this the disk drive. Just unplug the disk drive by gently pulling up. Usually, I've got long nose pliers and I pull it up like that, but that's it. It simply lifts that away like that, and then you've got a ribbon cable under there, which fucked it up, haven't I?
Hey up, how you doing? Do you own one of these parts container boxes? Container boxes, you fucking knob end.
Follow the finger.
Restorations where all turns new. Bikes and cars revived, it's quite a view. With Kaz and Winnie, the restoration team will make these classics fulfill their dream. Watch your shine from rust to shining chromies. Build a journey, glad you've come along. If our restorations get your motor running, like and subscribe, keep the channel humming.
Well, welcome along to part 2 of this PlayStation 3. Shall we give it some CPR? I think we need to, don't we? When I said earlier that the disk drive was noisy, I think it was the hard drive that's grating. So luckily, what I might do is just pop online onto the Tinterweb and go on to the PlayStation 3 website and download the operating system onto a little thumb drive, and then I can literally pop in my new hard drive. Once this is all cleaned up and I've checked all the electric mechanics, and then we can, like I say, you get your controller and you plug your controller into one of the ports on the front of your PS3, put your zip drive in there, or your thumb drive with your new program on it, your hard drive's in, turn the thing on, and it says, oh, it's dead. And then you go, right, okay, press start and select together. It runs through the program, it installs the system from the thingy, and hey presto, you're all there. It's all ready to go. It's all brand spanking new. This is 2nd gen PS3. 1st gen, you had chrome work all over here, and this is all chrome. 2nd gen is just a silver, and it comes apart differently. That's what I'm making this part to very, very quickly. Basically, you undo a plug. You pull the plug out from the end there. See that plug hole there? And then you undo the screw. Thus, it is a Torx security. There you go. It is one of those with a little dot on it. No, it's not. Once you've undone that, you can then slide this piece off. This just goes slide up like that. And that's away. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws. 6, 7 screws, and I've laid them out in the orientation, so because one is different than others. So once you've got that out, you then have a little clip here that you just push in with your screwdriver, and then that all flips up and comes off, and that's exactly where we are right now. Now I need to just unplug things, undo screws, like so, get this piece out of the way, so on and so forth. Just get in there and get it in the sink, because it needs a good soapy toothbrush. Paintbrush, that'll do. We'll leave it there, guys, eh? Right, team, to save you the pain of me stuttering all the way through taking this PS3 apart, please go online on here, and there are a million guys that do this job 1,000% better than I can. I know, 100% better than I can do. Now, I've broken mine down into its component parts, nearly. I've just got to get the cooling system out of the bottom of the frame casing, and then that's in the sink. Well, I just wanted to show you a few things and give you a few heads up when taking your 2nd gen PlayStation 3 apart, if you feel you need to do so. There are 2 main reasons I can think of just for maintenance purposes. One is to change the memory battery or clock battery, which is a CR2032, one of the little round button ones, flat ones. And the second thing is to change the heat paste on the 2 chips on the GPU, CPU. So, well, here it is basically. That was on there.
like so, like that, and then that was onto there, which is basically the great big cooling radiator, if you like. And this, what happens is you put on what's on there from the factory is a paste. It's a heat shield paste. It's a heat transfer paste. It transfers the heat from there and there much more effectively to the cooling area, cooled by the fan. So it keeps your processor and power cool. Now, as you can see, this is absolutely bone dry. There is no what do you call it? Hang on, 2 secs. Right, here's my little soldering, one of my little soldering boxes, and there we go. There is your thermal paste. That's the word I was looking for. So you basically just take the end off, you unscrew the end, and it's just like a syringe, and you would syringe on sort of 4 dots or 5 dots. But what I like to do is a series of lines, and then when the two surfaces get mated together, you only do one surface, and when you get them mated together and bolted down, that then spreads across like that the original paste has done. So let's get that light off. That's better. You can see there, and you've reaffirmed that thermal paste, and yeah, mine stuff's knocked you. Okay, there you go. I've got all sorts of other stuff in there. UV green, that's when you've done your soldering. That's a curing torch, which gives off UV light. So if you're doing any work on a printed circuit board and you want to cover it with this green material, well, that is this. It's a liquid, UV liquid. So you daub that on or brush it on wherever you have, then you put your torch on, hold it over it for sort of 10-15 seconds, and it cures it hard. Ooh, misses. Right, this needs an absolute darn good clean. Some might say stick it in your dishwasher, but I do refrain from doing that sort of thing. I should have the macro one for this, shouldn't I? Look out the magnet, the currents, and all the sort of fields and stuff are attracting the dust, the static. Now, to get your little 2032 out, I think it's a 2032. Yeah, there it is. Simply, you got 2 big tabs, okay, and you got 2 small tabs. You put your little screwdriver in there and just lever it out past the 2 little ones, and it pops up and stabs you in the eye. Okay. Now, if you want to test these, just want a quick test just to see if it's, you know, the last owner changed it recently or not, because what's this, 2007, this machine, so it's lots old, isn't it, basically. And if that was the original one, you've got your positive, which is the back side, and you've got the negative, which is the little sort of perforated, if you like, pattern on the front there. If you touch your tongue between the two, just dab it on, and if you get a tingle, battery's okay, and then you can use your multimeter to check, see if you've got 3 volts there. If you've got absolutely nothing, there's nothing there at all. That has absolutely done its stuff. That is dead as a dodo. So, 2 reasons to do the thermal paste and to change the battery. If this battery goes dead, well, it has gone dead, that can also throw out that red light. And also, if you haven't got a hard drive in, that could also throw out the red light. But it did have a hard drive in, it made a horrible noise, so I'm definitely replacing that. I'll do a thermal paste in a bit and changing the battery. And hopefully, I've looked at the printed circuit board and it looks all right. There is nothing blown as far as the eye can tell. You know, you need specialist equipment to go right into things, but there we are, basically. Right, leave me to it. I need to get my little Hoover out with a tiny little nozzle on it with a little brush on the end. It's fantastic for getting the boogers out of these kind of things. Right, wish me luck. I'll see you in a bit. Right, we've got right down to the bottom of the case now. The last thing to come out was that tray covering. Well, it's actually it's a shield for the fan. It's duct, isn't it? To duct the air around this cooling apparatus, radiator, whatever you want to call it. Right. That doesn't look right, does it? That should be all nice and flat. If someone's been in here before, definitely, because A, the security sticker is gone. So somebody's been here for some reason before. Now, why on earth they didn't change that paste, I have no idea. But shame on you if that's you watching. I need to gently bend out these bent fins because it won't have proper airflow without me doing so. Right. Need to sort that out and then get in here. Clean me, clean me. Okay, now comes that wonderful time to put the old thermal paste on. Right, let's get going with some isopropyl alcohol. It's lovely and it's out of the fridge with some ice. Oh, it's lovely. It's gorgeous. On hot summer's days, just like Pimm's. Only joking. And just paint that on, just liberally like that. It will just break down all that old cement, because that's what it looks like, cement. Now, I don't really want to wash my brush off. What I should have done was put a little bit in there so I could clean my brush with, otherwise I've got to put that back in and pollute all of that lot. Let's give that a bit of a wipe. Well, I say, look at that. What? Jolly good show. I could actually daub this in there, couldn't I, if it was bigger. Again, this is a two-handed job. I'm just giving you a bit of an idea, isn't it, really? Oh, that's shite. Let's put that back in there. Get a bit more on this one. I'm not going to say it. Can you? What it is? Yeah. Okay. I haven't done it. I didn't do it. I didn't say anything. Okay. Let's agitate that well. And whilst we're at it, good job the wife's at the shops, isn't it? Freaking best tea towel. I don't know. This PCB has come up really well with the mini vac with the tiny little brush on the end. It's fantastic for little jobs like this. It really is the biz. Actually, whilst I'm here, I can pop in the new, got a PlayStation battery, look. How's that? So it goes in, big lugs in, and then push in and pop in like that. Simple as. Okay, let's give this a wipe off. RSX. Good stuff, isn't it? Really good stuff. And you can also clean that. People do like to go over the whole PCB with isopropyl alcohol. I'm not going to do any harm. I do find if it's put on too heavy, it can, like when you get, let's see, let's turn that over. Like this here, where it's sort of glooped up, that can get into a bit of a soggy mess at the end of the day. And there, but there's nothing. I might actually just go over that because it's on some traces there, isn't it? Let's just give that a bit of a daub. It should just take off that bunched up layer. I don't think a white brush is helping me any. Oh my goodness. There we go. That looks an awful lot tidier than what it did a couple of minutes ago. In actual fact, I want to go around this copper. I don't know if you noticed on the other side, it's blooming horrible. Now that's softened that up. That should come off of there. Like so. There you go. See what I mean? Look, it's really good, isn't it? Because you can get, under those blobs, you can get corrosion setting in. And that is the enemy
I've printed a circuit board, because each one of these little minute microscopic traces goes somewhere from something. So the links, and if you get a bit of corrosion in there on one link, just one link, and it can render the whole place NFP, not fit for purpose. I don't know why I'm doing this really, but I've got a bit on my brush, and I like to be a good. Anyway, like I say, another thing I noticed, because I know someone else has been in here before, when I split these two parts, okay, when I split them apart, if you can imagine, that was like so, okay. When I took this off, look at that piece there with the two tabs on it. All right, let me flip it over, and it's a tiny little heat sink, okay, and that goes on these two little sausages here, that one and that one. Well, when I took the back off, there was only one pad, literally just barely hanging on. So whoever had lost one of the pads, so what I've done is I very gingerly snipped it into two, so it's got at least both of those chips now will have a cooling effect, a transfer across to that that rad there. Okay, so I'm just going to put some stuff on that. It needs to be done again, doesn't it? I'm going to do that with two hands, warp it all back together, and we'll put it on and see if it works with the old original hard drive in it. Not holding out much hope, but with a new battery in it and a bit of a good old clean, who knows? We don't know, do we? Like I say, everything's been done and not polished, but it's an awful lot better than it used to be, isn't it? Brand new, it's factory. It's all factory, I tell thee. There you go. Yeah, when I saw that one pad hanging off with the two bits on, I thought, oh, here we go. Right, anyway, let's crack on. It's just struck me. I've just cleaned them up. How cool is that? Nice and clean. Now, it's just struck me. And you know, I said I found one pad, and it was sort of hanging off of there. Now, it had a couple of marks on it. So you can see, slightly see like a little nipple there. Now, if we go across to here, you can see, let me just put that light off. Can you see where there used to be a pad? I reckon that the person mistakenly put that there, or it fell off on putting it back together. So I am now going to, like a bloody idiot, I'm going to put this back on there. And I'll completely show you for why in a minute. I don't have any more of this material, and it's too much of a thickness to put thermal paste on. So I reckon those two may have had pads, but they clamp onto there. Now this one, this piece here, all right, the five of diamonds sits on top of this major Sony chip. Come on, focus, you sausage. Oh, and you can quite clearly see, look at that heat build up. All right, now it may have fried this, I don't know, that might have been why it was flashing red. So now I've just spotted that, I really don't know, but all I can do, isn't it, is put it back together and hope that is just like where it's got exceptionally hot, but it hasn't killed itself and that. But that's 99%. I'm 99% sure that that's where that pad has come from. Looking at that heat damage on that Sony chip there. Dear oh dear. Righto. And I'm going to see if when this is all clamped together, whether those two little chips, whether they sit snug up against these two. Ambrosia cream rice chocolate flavour. Good job I'm a diabetic, isn't it? And I'm not allowed to eat that. Right, okay, let's put it back together. Let's first of all, let's put some follow the finger
Let's put some Doobie McCall It squirt on. Yeah, 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 yeah. God, you done that up? Must have been me. Hang on. Some sort of flipping nutter. Right, let's get blobbing away. No, I'm out. Holy mackerel. Bugger, I thought I had loads in there. Oh no, God. I'm out. Oh my God, I'm going to have to be really tight and smudge that onto there. That is not good, is it, guys? I'm sorry. What can I say? I haven't got any more in there, and I'm pretty sure I only ever bought the one because I didn't know whether I was going to be doing soldering. Soldering, not soldering. Solder means something completely different over here in the UK, guys. In America, yes, check your spelling. Soldering. Right, let's crack on. I'm gonna have to put it back as is. I'm gonna have to share that bit out, aren't I? I did a motherboard yesterday for my PS4 just to refresh it because it's, you know, getting on a bit like me, and I probably used more than I should have done on that, which would have done this, wouldn't it? Anywho, I need a brew. I'm gonna have to stick with the lemon squash. Right, catch these guys in a memento. Right, all back together. I'm just gonna pop this old one in just to see. I don't need to do that screw up or put the cover on. Let's just plug it in and see if it works. There's a screw for it. Right, I need a kettle lead, don't I? I don't have one here. I'm going to get a kettle lead. Right, back upstairs. This is my original. With the 4 ports. It's backwards compatible, 60 gig. Hard drive. Yes, it. Because I unplugged it last night. Oh my gosh. And I put this one in just to try it. So we have the kettle lead, which plugs in the back there. Okay, let's just put the HDMI in just in case. I don't expect this to work for 1 second. Right. So PS3 on. TV's on. Let me put the telly on. The telly is on. So this. Right, we've got a red light. Do you hear that groaning? No. No, there we go. We've still got that flashing red light. Look. That's what I expected. Okay, well, somewhere up here, I have got another hard drive to go in it. The 1 terabyte one. Can't think of where it is at the moment. So that's staying as is, because that's my original, worth a few quid. And I need to find the 1 terabyte to go in there. So, as if by magic, there we go. We got our 1 TB hard drive. Let's plug her in. Nothing, I haven't done anything. I just want to see if that's in. I just want to see what happens, if anything happens at all. No. Okay, that's fair enough. No, that's fair enough. So the hard drive then is probably good, that one. I was given this PlayStation 3 free, obviously, from a person I knew. They said it's broken, it doesn't work. And I thought, yeah, I can fix that. So what could that be then that's making that groaning noise when it fires up? Because it can't be the hard drive, because I've put a different hard drive in it. What do you reckon? I reckon to be continued, in all fairness. Now, if that would have worked all right, in actual fact, I might even just go and do a thumb drive, USB drive, go online, download that program for the PS Restoration PS3 file or files, little program. You can do it on a 1 gig stick. It's, you know, it's not a thing. So, and I might just plug that in to the front, into the USBs at the front, put that one tick back in, plug in a joystick controller and see what happens. Nothing came up on the screen, did it? I wonder why that is. Right, give me 5. Thinking away here. Okay, right, now I have plugged my original 60 gig PS3 back in, and nothing happened on the screen again. So I've plugged in a different HDMI lead. That's my switch bank of HDMI. So you can see there's quite a lot of crap going on here. And of course, when I reach around the back to take the HDMI, I flicked the switch, so it turned my good PlayStation off. So it's now checking to restore the system before I can then turn the thing off and start again, basically, with the one I've just done in the kitchen. Right, so there we are, PS3, bloody blah. Okay, yeah, well, I don't want to log in, I want to just turn off the system, don't I? Do you want to turn off the system? Yeah. So that will now go to sleep. Well, it will shut itself off. And then I will plug this one back in again with the 1 terabyte hard drive, because that seemed to last a bit longer, didn't it, in all fairness. Let's plug that back in. That is now off, so I can shut down the power with the switch at the back. Let's unplug it. Yeah, there's the other HDMI cable. Look. So I need that HDMI and that power. Oh my gosh, don't get any like that. Is so heavy. That is ridiculously heavy. Same shape, look, but nowhere near as heavy as that. Heavy. Heavy D and the boys. Let's plug that back in there. Yeah, come on. Yeah. Whoa, get in there. Yeah. Right, flick the switch. So we have light. Now let's see what happens when we turn it on the screen. Is anything coming up on the screen? Is it outputting anything at all? No, it's not. Oh. It's flashing red. But it's getting a signal. Now it's not getting a signal. Okay, so momentarily I had a signal. I was just wondering whether, because I had the wrong HDMI cable in, I was wondering if it was showing up on the screen to press start and select to start the ball rolling, but no. I'm just going to turn this off again, put the original this other hard drive back in it and see if it does the same. I don't hold out anything for it. I haven't lost anything because I had the 1 terabyte hard drive free with a bundle I've just picked up. Anywho, so right, let's crack on. You bloody bugger. Nope, that's not working either. So basically, I've got a very, very clean, broken PlayStation 3. 4 spares. So what could I take off there? The fan. I could use the fan, couldn't I? Yeah, I reckon that overheated chip is cooked. I reckon. I wonder. I'm gonna have to go on here onto YouTube and type in what I've got and see what the remedy is. I don't want to spend much time on it. Time's precious. So what I basically wanted to do was have a PlayStation 3 with the 1 terabyte of hard drive on it, so I can put my library on there, or part of my library on there. Okay, well, thanks for watching, guys. Sorry it's a bit of a disappointment, but we can't win them all, can we? That's the beauty of trying to breathe life into something old that's broken. I don't get it right all the time. It's a bit behind me, but I did my utmost to see if I could make anything good out of a bad, and it didn't work. Right, anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for taking time. If there is any update on this, I will add it on the end of this little bit here. Right, okay, well, thanks for watching. See you again next time. Who knows what we'll be doing, what we'll be not fixing. Take care, and thank you for your time. Are you ready, fella? We've been looking at the interweb, haven't we? Typed in PS3 with the red light that flashes, and apparently it could mean many things. Hopefully, there is one trick to try and boot into safe mode, and that is to keep your finger on the on button. So let's try that. Okay, telly's on. You keep your finger on this for about 30 seconds, apparently. Dog hates the telly. I don't know why. It bleeps once, and then it's supposed to bleep again. What we got? It's either a fried motherboard or dust. Well, it's not dust, is it? Because that's completely cleaned. No, I don't think that's doing anything, is it? General consensus is it's the fans failed, so therefore it won't start up. It won't boot into what it's supposed to boot into, because it will just overheat. So regardless, back that blooming paste that I put on there, and that might be the grindy noise that we hear. What's the telly doing? Not a lot. Let's try that again. Yeah, it's the fan. You can hear it. It groans. No, it just shuts down. Well, that's kind of a step in the right direction, isn't it? It definitely groans. It's not the hard drive spinning. It's definitely a fan. And it doesn't spin up fast enough. I'm just going to plug in my good PlayStation 3. We'll do it right now. Actually, let's turn that off at the back. Okay, we'll unplug this and that, because that fan just started to spin, and then it sort of like groaned and bleeped, and that was the end of that, wasn't it, basically? So let's put this back in there. Now it's a bit boring, but it's scientific, isn't it? Let's flick that on there. There's the old girl. Red light on. And we'll fire that up. Okay, so the fan spins up really quickly straight away. And off you go. Which is nice. What am I playing? Nothing. I don't like leaving games inside consoles. Just because I think I sold a console years and years ago, and I left one of my favourite games in the tray, like a Birkin. I've never done it again since. So you learn the hard way, don't you? Play PS2. My favourite is console. Favouriteist. That's my favourite console of all time. And like I say, this PS3, they can play PS1 and PS2 games. I've got quite a nice library of PS2 games. Now, there's no shite in there. There's no like My Little Pony or fucking Two Dogs Shagging or whatever. What the hell was that? Don't know. So, yeah, okay. So I might just look out for a fan. I don't want to take both of these apart because they're different machines inside. And the chances of the fan will be a different size or something anyway. So I need to dig in there, under there somewhere, because I think I've got another one somewhere. I know I've got one I thought I had one downstairs for the telly downstairs when we're down there. But
It's not there anymore. We've just got the Xbox One, Xbox 360 and the Wii. So, need to get up in the loft, I think, and have a bit of a dig around. So if I got another one, I know I haven't got another original, Aragonal with the 4 USB slots, but I may have another one of these for parts. So therefore, I just need to basically find it. I've got lots of big knickknacks under there, but I've not really had a look. There's another PS4 there, Xbox 360, and just basically stereos and stuff, record players. Yeah, that's the one I restored, added a light to on the dash. That's it, its twin brother over there, but that's actually in better condition than the one I restored. And we got the GF 555 Sharp radio cassette boombox in the middle there, which I use to tape whatever I'm playing on the turntables, and I can actually mix between them. It's having the time, isn't it, to do stuff like that? Well, I'm definitely going to wrap it up there. There's no point in faffing around, is there? I suppose there might be an episode 3. Who knows? In which point I would have found the one up in the loft and I would have repaired it and put the 1 TIG memory in, which is blooming fantastic. I just want to use this thing. This came out of the new PS4 Pro, which I got for a song, because again it wasn't brilliant, but I've had that all apart and fixed all that up and pasted it, all that stuff, changed all that stuff. It's working beautifully, and the guy put in a 500 gig SSD, which is a solid state drive. This is a hard disk drive, which has got a physical disk inside, like a mini disk. Well, I think there's 3 layers or 2 layers, and that reads, the disk spins up at a stupid speed, and it reads from that. They've been like this for like the last sort of 20 odd years, these things, even more than that. But the latest ones are SSDs, which is solid state. There are no moving parts inside. Therefore, it can read and it can write quicker because it hasn't got to spin the disk up and search for the information on the disk. So that PlayStation 4 Pro is now what I do, the VR, PlayStation VR. If you've never done VR, I'm new to it. I got it about 2.5 years ago, but the way I've not been anywhere near this room. It's full of dust in here. It really is, and I'm just kind of getting round to appreciating what I've got here. I built it all up, and all of a sudden I hit a wall, and it all come tumbling down, and I basically shut the door and walked away, and I've not been in there. So I've got the PlayStation VR set up, and I've got a little selection here of that's the VR games that I've got. And honestly, if you don't own a VR, if you know someone that has got VR, not the VR2 or the Oculus or none of that nonsense, just the basic PS VR, which runs on the PlayStation 4. If they've got this game, or you know somebody that's got this game, it is a game, but it is a total and utter game changer. I very rarely, I'm lost for words, as you probably know, giggle, finnar. And I was sat in this chair with the headset on, and I was like, oh my God, Kaz had to come upstairs, because when you got the headset on, and you got the PS4 headphones on, which go with the headset, you are completely and utterly 100% immersed in an augmented world. And
the feeling is just amazing. Now, I've set it up because of my condition. I can't stand up and jig around. I've got to sit in my chair. So I've set the little camera up on top of the telly, pointing down at me, and it's all set perfectly. My eyesight's failing, so I can still wear my glasses with the headset on. It's designed in such a way that you can put it over your glasses. And I've been, it moved me. Okay. It really moved me. I can't wait to play it again. We've got a few bits and bobs to do. And you shouldn't really do VR for any real length of time. You can't play it all day. Well, you can, but it's not wise to. And a lot of people suffer from motion sickness. If you do, I really feel for you. You can get medication for that. I mean, even Kaz had a go at it. And she was like, whoa, dude, that is something else. She'd never seen anything like it. And it's an old game. It's like, when did that come out? I don't know. Let's have a look on the back of the box. 2018. So it's a good 6 years ago. Yeah, 2018. And it's so cute. It's cutesy overload. But the locations you go to are just immense. I'm sat in the chair and I'm looking over. I'm in like a sky palace, and I'm looking over the edge of this precipice and into the clouds, and it's like, whoa, you're there. Anyway, if you do one more thing in your life, I would highly recommend renting out or borrowing a friend's PSVR, getting yourself a PS4, the cheapest chips you'd get. You can get the whole kit for under £100. The whole lot together, PS4 and VR headset. And just do yourself a favour and get that one game. Astrobot. It is the best experience that I have ever experienced with my eyes and my whole being. And I've done lots of things with VR, racing and all that sort of stuff, fighting, and yeah, I've got a game here. It's called Drunken Bar Fight. Just look on YouTube and Google Drunken Bar Fight. It's hilarious. You just Google it. It's fun. Anyway, I'm waffling and taking up your precious time. Thank you for watching. Like I say, if I get this thing going somehow in the future, there will be an episode 3 in the future. Until then, I'll catch you on the flip side and see you when the next one is done. Thanks for watching.